From Middle-earth to Westeros, some of the most iconic and memorable worlds have emerged from the fantasy genre. The chance to be immersed in a world where anything is possible is part of what makes it so popular, and video games have embraced it with open arms. The foundation to any good fantasy game is a captivating world full of interesting lore, stunning landmarks, exciting quests, and most importantly, a sense of life and character. Though it was tough to decide, here are our top 5 fantasy worlds in gaming. At number 5, we have the world seen in the Dark Souls series. Like FromSoftware's other games, Dark Souls' approach to building its fantasy world is very different from what we've come to expect from a modern RPG. The Gothic world depicted is shrouded in mystery, and the events of the past are left ambiguous. Instead, players have to piece them together from fragments of lore, and the story of the world is left to their interpretation. Apart from the excellent lore, the sense of decaying beauty sets Dark Souls aside from other fantasy worlds out there. Whether it's the eerie emptiness of Anor Londo or the dizzying heights of Archdragon Peak, there are always echoes of a time that has long passed. It's this unique approach to building a dark fantasy world that made us put the unnamed world of Dark Souls on our list. At number 4, we have Azeroth, as seen in the Warcraft series. Throughout their years of creating games, Blizzard have created some absolutely fantastic worlds, but none more detailed, expansive, or simply stunning as Azeroth. Gamers first saw the world of Azeroth in the Warcraft games, but it's thanks to the release of World of Warcraft back in 2004 that has seen this fantasy world rise through the ranks and end up at number 4 on our list. Even when World of Warcraft was first released, this world was massive, full of interesting and exciting lore. But over the years, Blizzard has released multiple expansions, which often add entirely new regions or continents to the planet, or sometimes completely transform the areas that players have experienced for multiple years. In most fantasy worlds, it's the story, the NPCs and the missions that make the world exciting and immersive, but Blizzard have done a fantastic job of making Azeroth a world where the players themselves are what make this shared universe feel so much more vibrant and alive. Next on our list, at number 3 we have Thedas, as seen in the Dragon Age series. With each addition to the Dragon Age series, the world of Thedas has become bigger and better. This world has everything you would expect to see in a fantasy world, such as different races, each with their own cultures and traditions. Expansive lore helps the players to understand the way the world is when we see it. What sets Thedas apart from other fantasy worlds is that you always feel like you are at the forefront of events that will bring change, not just in the regions you are playing in, but the entire continent. Whether you are battling to stop an invading force of Darkspawn as the Grey Warden leader in Dragon Age Origins, or trying to stop the end of the mortal world in Dragon Age Inquisition, you feel like your actions will have a serious impact on this world and how it will turn out in the future. Though these final worlds were hard to choose from, at number 2 we have the continent, as seen in the Witcher series. War-torn, plagued with monsters, and divided by racism, the world of The Witcher is a cruel and unforgiving place. Based on an excellent book series by Andrzej Sapkowski, The Witcher features many traditional fantasy elements, such as dwarves, elves, witches and monsters. However, the world has a dark and harsh undertone. The wealth of memorable side quests that frequently end tragically are a constant reminder that happy endings are rare in this fantasy world. Despite this, the world has a great sense of life and ambience, and there are often glimmers of hope. Cities such as Novigrad are brimming with culture, and the wilderness is buzzing with life. With every choice there is a consequence, and the effects of your decisions shape the world around you. The politics are constantly shifting, and Geralt often gets entangled in the quarrels of kings and queens, despite his simple intention to kill monsters and protect the ones he loves. These features make the world feel so real and convincing, and it's for these reasons that the world of The Witcher is so high on our list. Finally, at number 1, the pinnacle of fantasy worlds in gaming, we have Nirn, as seen in the Elder Scrolls series. Set on the planet Nirn, all of these games take place within the continent of Tamriel. Bethesda are renowned for creating dense RPGs packed with lore, and the Elder Scrolls is potentially one of the finest examples. The continent of Tamriel is colossal, and each one of its provinces feel distinctly different from one another, featuring their own culture, politics, environments and races. Where Bethesda truly succeeds is managing to knit together all the regions seamlessly, giving it the sense of an actual living and breathing world. Whilst the latest instalments of the series take place in set regions, there are always mentions of what is happening in the rest of Tamriel or the events that took place in the past, and so you get the impression that the world is constantly changing. Thousands of years worth of lore have been written to expand the world, and the series even has its own creation theory for how the universe came to be. Packed with a huge amount of interesting quests, characters and locations, Tamriel is a fantasy world that sets an example of what makes a good fantasy world. Those were our top 5 fantasy worlds in gaming. We'd love to know what your favourite fantasy world is, so comment below. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more gaming and film related content. Thanks very much for watching.